manager of mine way back when, I think in Zurich, and his company Benetics. He is helping companies build better with a platform for collaboration and communication. Hi, Aaron.
Hi, great to meet everyone. So as Jenny mentioned, we are Benetics, and we are creating a platform for construction collaboration. So this is a huge opportunity. Construction is something that's used every day by essentially every human being on the planet. It is a $12 trillion per year industry. But when you look at that huge top line number, roughly 5 to 20% of those costs are rework. In other words, mistakes are made, miscommunication happens, and the job has to be redone. What we're creating at Benetics is a SaaS communications platform and analytics backend that reduces risk, reduces cost, and simplifies the construction process. So we're trying to drive down the cost of rework by improving communication and project management. As we expand our user base, we also see an opportunity based on the initial contacts we've had with our first partners to create a sort of co-pilot for the construction industry using generative language models similar to GPT. So just a quick word about the team. We have, including myself, two ex-Googlers on the founding team, roughly 30 years combined experience at Google. Both of us have extensive background in scalable infrastructure and in machine learning. Our third co-founder, who is our CEO, has already had a successful exit and has worked in the AR domain, also has experience in the construction industry. So we feel that we're a really good team to tackle this problem. Looking at our product, just to highlight a few of the features here, one element of what we're doing in the first product that we've rolled out is a cross-platform communications app that also makes it easy to collaborate, makes it easy to plan. And you can see some of the features highlighted here. We're internationalized to 7 different languages, particularly in a European environment. That's very important. We also include features like the ability to record audio and to generate transcriptions and translations based on that audio, making all the conversations that happen indexable, searchable across the site. We're also working on a plan viewer, which basically takes a layered approach, a little bit like Google Maps, to how construction plans are exchanged and worked on in a building project, and allows placing pins, allows placing comments, allows suggesting changes and doing revisions. So trying to bring the process of active construction a little bit closer to sort of the models that you see in software engineering, things where you can actually quickly suggest changes, approve changes, everyone can see the differences between versions, etc. Just to move on a little bit into how we see an AI platform developing on top of this, based on the data that we're collecting from this communications platform, we think that it's possible to build a helpful machine learning co-pilot for the construction industry that actually reduces risk, identifies problems and dependency structure in tasks and projects, and furthermore detects and resolves anomalies based on things happening out of sequence, things that aren't being mentioned, can actually look at the language that's being used in some of these messages and threads and be able to figure out what summaries are and basically capture the state of the site. We're also working on an analytics platform that gives management a real-time overview into what's happening on the site. And what we're looking for, we already have some traction by working with several partners and working towards commercialization of those partners starting this quarter. And we are looking for essentially growing out that network of partner companies that we're working with and connections to the construction industry. Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you, Aaron. That was really clear. That's a great product. Does anyone have questions following on? I know we have a few more coming through. A couple of people have pinged me saying this is great. It's definitely one to move the market. Is this going to be starting off in Switzerland?
We are starting in Switzerland, and the initial partners that we're working with are mostly based here in Switzerland. Some are in Austria, I believe. But yeah, we're basically covering the Germany, Austria, Switzerland space, but we do see this as a worldwide product.
Great. What's the revenue model proposed?
Yeah, great question. The revenue model is essentially a subscription model with a freemium tier, and then having additional payment for sort of value-added services, particularly as we start to develop out that machine learning language-based platform that I was mentioning.
Great. And who are your customers, and what's your go-to-market strategy for them?
Yeah, great question. We have several companies that we're working with, including a couple of general contractors, I think the larger of which is sort of a couple hundred folks. We also are entering into discussions with a telecom provider who's interested in sort of looking at this for their real estate business. But I think I'd also like to hand it over to my CEO and co-founder, Ferdinand, who's sitting here and handles a lot of our business relationships.
So hi, also from my side. Yeah, just like to follow on what Aaron said, I think like a couple of local partners just to keep the logistics fairly easy here in Zurich, but also in Lausanne, Geneva, and some also in Austria. So I think like we can't really tell them yet publicly, but that's going to happen probably towards beginning of February. Go to market is more like a bottom up approach that we want to create from a user perspective, onboard a lot of handymans, onboard a lot of people that like this can be also very useful, and like also initial feedback and like really insights that we gathered from the industry support that hypothesis. Create a bottom-up rumbling, and then like on top of that, with the general contractors, a top-down approach where we just like onboard full projects with the full workforce for that specific project.
Super. So you'll be able to scale by going to bigger companies as well, rather than hiring one at a
Exactly.
time. Fantastic. I think that's all we've got time for. Thank you so much. That's really interesting. Really cool company. Thank you, Aaron.
Thank you.
Fantastic. All right.